Now on CoastTV News.
It's a clear and chilly morning across Delmarva. We've got temperatures in the 40s and 50s, even some 30s. A cool end to the week with sunshine, then a weekend warm up near 80 degrees. More on the forecast coming up.
Less than a month to go before the general election, and the deadline to register in Delaware is just hours away. We'll show you who's eligible and how to get registered before it's too late. Surprise in the sky, a look at the northern lights that could be seen from parts of Delmarva on Thursday night. In efforts to recover from Hurricane Milton, a look at the damage and devastation in the state of Florida.
This is CoastTV News Today.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber, and thank you for joining us for our 6 o'clock hour on this Friday morning. We're going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey to tell us a little bit about this chilly Friday that we're experiencing. It's a fall Friday, that's for sure.
It is a fall Friday. Elisa, good morning to you. Good morning, Delmarva. And I myself protected my plants last night just in case we get frost, but we're looking at temperatures too warm for frost. 45 in Georgetown, 46 in Millsboro, 44 in Delmar, showing 38 in Redden. That might be reading a little too cool. And then low to mid 50s at the beaches. I think a little bit of a northerly breeze saved us from falling much lower. And it's breezy along the coast too, so you definitely want to bundle up. As we're looking at the satellite, it's clear, but it has that white look. That's all the cold air reflecting back to space as we have high pressure building in from the west. So nice and clear, a gorgeous day on the way. You just have to bundle up this morning as we're looking at temperatures in the 40s at 7 a.m. Make sure you have that warm cup of coffee by mid-morning, around 52 in Delmar, 53 in Millsboro, Dewey Beach, 55. And then by noon, we're into the low 60s. And then by this afternoon, we're warming into the mid to upper 60s. So we do have a nice recovery with the drier air and the lighter winds coming out of the west. A little cooler as we head towards the beaches, and your ferry riding forecast looking good. Light winds out of the northwest, still bundle up, but looking at a lot of sunshine in the 50s this morning, warming to about 62 by noon, and then by afternoon into the mid 60s.
Thank you, Bob. And we're now going to take a look at Tampa Bay, Florida. And the city was hit by wind and rain during the worst of Hurricane Milton, and now locals are starting to rebuild. And Hurricane Milton touched down in Florida on Wednesday, bringing in wind, downpours, and damage across the state. High waters, as well as downed trees and power lines, could be seen across Florida after Milton made landfall as a Category 3 storm. At least 14 people have been confirmed dead in the storm's aftermath, and crews work to respond to water rescue emergencies, and residents navigate significant structural damage to their properties. And as Floridians grapple with the cleanup and rebuilding from Milton, aid from across the country, including the federal government, is moving in. The presidential nominees are back on the campaign trail, each telling voters why they're the best to lead in crisis. NBC's Alice Barr shows us some of the damage and how U.S. officials are now responding.
As the devastation left by Hurricane Milton sinks in.
To obtain what you have, and then for it to just be gone in minutes, because that's all it took.
And emergency water rescues wind down.
It just started rising from ankle to knee to waist. I had 4 children there.
The long road to recovery is ramping up. Thousands of federal workers joining state and local officials.
Every available resource is being deployed as fast as possible to impacted communities, and we will not leave until the work is done.
The political fallout also growing as the nominees get back out on the campaign trail. Former President Trump in Michigan continuing to slam the Biden administration's response to the last wave of destruction from Hurricane Helene.
The federal government, on the other hand, has not done what you're supposed to be doing.
Vice President Harris pushing back.
I have spoken with state, local officials, both Republican and Democrat, to let them know we will be with you every step of the way as you recover and rebuild.
She spoke at a rally in Arizona where early voting is just beginning. As former President Obama began a battleground blitz for Harris in Pennsylvania, calling out misinformation about the federal storm response, elevated by former President Trump and allies. The candidates fighting to show they are the right leader in a moment of crisis as Election Day closes in. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And President Biden responded to concerns about FEMA staffing levels. He insisted the Federal Emergency Management Agency has enough resources and funding for now, but pleading with Congress to act urgently and set aside more money for small business disaster loans. We are now less than a month away from the general election, where the fierce battle for president and many other government officials will come to a head. The deadline to register to vote in Delaware will be here in a few hours, and according to Delaware Department of Elections data, so far in Sussex County, over 206,000 people have registered to vote, and the last day to register to vote is Saturday, October 12th. However, uniformed service members and people living outside of the U.S. have until Monday, October 21st, and in order to do so, you must be at least 18 years old on or before Election Day, a U.S. citizen, and live in Delaware.
I think it's a duty that, as an American, you need to do your duty and make sure that everything is addressed.
One way to register is by going to the Department of Elections office on North Ray Street in Georgetown. And to learn about other ways to register, visit our website, CoastTV.com, and click on Decision 2024 tab. And happening today, a controversial hotel is back on the agenda in Rehoboth Beach. Today, city commissioners will review the One Rehoboth Avenue Hotel, and that is at the site where that dolly sign used to sit. The 60-room hotel would be located on the boardwalk, and the project has raised traffic and parking concerns from locals, and the meeting will take place at 2 p.m. this afternoon. And as progress on Rehoboth Beach's beach patrol continues, the multi-million-dollar project will be set in time. Also happening today in Rehoboth Beach, the city will add a time capsule inside the structure. That's on Baltimore Avenue and the boardwalk, and that will be at 11:30 this morning. And in Milton, the town's finance committee is considering a parking impact fee, and this includes a $1 fee per ticket sold at the theater. The town says the fee would essentially reimburse the town for spending up to $500,000 on more parking. But the Milton Theater says, unfortunately, it'll really impact them.
Add the $1 to every seat, every seat type, every event. That's going to be hours and hours of work. So that's really the impact to the Milton Theater.
With the proposal still being in the early stages and not yet at the town council level, the committee is looking for any and all suggestions people in the town may have for this proposed plan. And electric vehicles are moving forward in the first state. Later this month on October 23rd, the Delaware Department of Transportation and the Delaware Department of Natural Resources will be hosting 2 online public meetings to present Delaware's electric vehicle infrastructure plan. It will cover the state's transition to what is called an electric transportation future. The drive toward electric vehicles has faced some serious opposition. Some state officials have called for a reevaluation of the proposed regulations that would require 35% of new passenger vehicles sold in the state to be zero emissions by the fall of next year. And the Milford police are working to make sure their seniors don't get scammed. So happening today, officers are hosting a senior fraud protection seminar at 2 p.m. According to the police department, older adults are frequently targeted by scammers over the phone, internet, by mail, and even by trusted caregivers. This presentation will focus on fraud and scams typically perpetrated against older adults. The agency says the event is a part of its 2024 Faith and Blue Weekend. And parts of Delmarva saw the northern lights on Thursday night. The remnants of a strong geomagnetic storm combined with the high-pressure system and clear skies on Delmarva led to parts of the peninsula being able to see this spectacular show. And normally, the northern lights are visible in regions closer to the magnetic poles like Alaska, Canada, and Scandinavia. We're just getting started here on Coast TV News today. We still have a lot more news to get to. Coming up, education on emergency response. We'll show you how students in Georgetown get to learn about the first responders in their community. And tent turmoil in Dewey Beach will tell you why the town could decide to ban tents on the beach and how locals feel about the possible change. And Elon Musk reveals his latest contribution to transportation. We'll tell you how Musk says one of these vehicles will drive without a steering wheel. All that and more as Coast TV News Today returns.
Are you looking to transform your mobile home? Choosing a company that doesn't know the difference between a manufactured and a stick-built home can lead to major repairs in the future. At Delaware Mobile Home Repair, we work exclusively with manufactured homes. So whether you need your bathroom remodeled, new roofing, siding, or any other restoration or renovation on your mobile home, the team at Delaware Mobile Home Repair will get the job done right. Visit our website today and start your free estimate with Delaware Mobile Home Repair.
Welcome to Fisherman's Wharf in Lewis, Delaware, where the bay meets the Atlantic Ocean. Get away from the crowd and escape on an adventure in our fleet with daily fishing trips, evening cruises, and the awesome experience of dolphin watching and even whales. Who knows what the sea holds? With 3 generations in the business, we assure you that your experience will be unique, a story to tell. Come down with the whole family, set sail, and spot a whale. So what are you waiting for? Book your trip now at fishlewis.com. Ahoy!
Avery Hall has exceeded my expectations, not only as a client, but more so probably like the care that they take. I'm in the real estate profession, and so we're always looking for industry partners to kind of continue on the kind of care and service that we provide on the real estate side. And we found that Avery Hall was just a phenomenal fit. There's obviously a continuity of service that we can expect from them. I just always feel as though I'm being taken care of. And our clients have had such a great experience with Avery Hall that there's nobody else that we really recommend.
Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, at least $16,000.
Senate candidate Angela Alsobrooks took advantage of tax breaks that she was not eligible to get.
Angela Alsobrooks' campaign says she was unaware of the error.
That's odd because all 4 mortgages were in her name on the D.C. property.
Alsobrooks owes $59,000 in back taxes. Alsobrooks isn't just dishonest on her taxes. She's dishonest with us. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Coming up on 612 on this chilly Friday morning, HSB Camp 48 in Cambridge right now. Much cooler inland, 44 in Delmar, Georgetown 45, the same for Seaford. Lower 50s from Bethany Beach up to Rehoboth right now. Northerly breeze stronger at the coast, lighter inland. I think that's saving us from seeing temperatures falling into the 30s. But you see the satellite picture, that milky complexion, that's cold air. And we have high pressure building in today, and that will bring sunshine. And it will warm up eventually. But for the kiddos off to the bus stop, make sure they're bundled up. 42 off to school, clear and chilly, and then they can, well, carry a lot of that, a lot of the warmer clothes with them heading home. 67, sunny and cool.
Thank you, Bob. And Seaford drivers, be aware of a road closure that is now in effect. Pepper Road between Concord Road and Bakers Mill Road is closed until October 18th for the replacement of a crossroad pipe. You can see that location right there on your screen, and there are detours and traffic, so be prepared for delays. And Elon Musk unveiled designs for his future robo-taxis and robo-vans. Their designs were heavy on metallic, shiny sci-fi aesthetic of the future, and the robo-van is a larger driverless vehicle that could carry up to 20 passengers. And the Cybercab robo-taxi is a vehicle without a steering wheel, accelerator, or brake pedals, and it's specifically designed to carry passengers without a driver present. The Internal Revenue Service says it's making progress on backlogged pandemic-era tax credit claims for businesses, and hundreds of thousands of business owners should start getting the aid soon. The IRS didn't give a concrete timeline, but said it's accelerating work on those claims. And the program was created early in the pandemic to help small businesses keep paying their employees during the shutdown. And still ahead, tent turmoil in Dewey Beach will tell you why one local feels banning tents on the beach would not be such a bad idea.
Sunrise is at 7:07 this morning. Already seeing brightening skies on our Boardwalk Plaza camp. Beautiful conditions, low 50s at the beaches, but 40s this morning, so bundle up. But sunshine warms us up today, and especially into the weekend with a warming trend, high near 80 degrees at that time. I'll have your forecast details in 2 minutes.
Download the free Coast TV First Alert Weather app today.
When choosing a granite countertop, choose one for real life and beauty. No matter what life throws at them, they'll look beautiful forever. Ancient Art Stone invites you to discover the affordability of granite and upgrade your home to the beautiful works of art from Ancient Art Stone. Centrally located in Milford, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva to make your dreams a reality. Visit us and allow our devoted professionals to craft, fabricate, and install a superior finished product that will transform your home into a work of art.
and we're looking for our first house. We're growing a family. The Parker Group and our realtor, Jen, they were great. Helped us get our first home. That was a very smooth, easy process, especially for our first time. Family expanded a little bit more. We went right to the Parker Group because how easy it was first time. And before we knew it, here we are in our next home, and we love it.
Our experience with the Parker Group was seamless.
Our realtor and the Parker Group was almost like a family in a way. They were there for us when we needed them. That was a big thing.
100% we would go with the Parker Group again.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming, our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Tunnel & Razor is a full-service law firm that locals have trusted for over 130 years. We specialize in personal injury, real estate, family law, estate planning, and criminal cases, achieving superior results through skillful representation and outstanding client service. We take the time to fully understand our clients' concerns and expectations, with multiple locations throughout Sussex County to better serve you. Our dedication to helping people is what creates community. Tunnel & Razor. Trust us to be your voice.
Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
The time is now 6:16, and we're going to take a live look outside into Lewis on this chilly Friday morning. And it's dark outside, Bob, but as you and I were talking, it's good weather for a warm beverage. But I drink iced coffee year-round. It's controversial. I'm sorry. I like that.
That is a little controversial. Iced coffee. How do you warm up on these chilly mornings?
No.
Just don't do it.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Go with the iced beverage. All right. Drink at your own risk, I guess. Now, for tonight, you'll definitely need a warm beverage. I would bring one, maybe some hot cocoa or coffee to the Friday night football games. Friday night lights, our weather is looking good. Chilly, DSM Plus, that's our sponsor. At kickoff 59, halftime 55. It will be dry and cool. Make sure you have that stadium blanket and layer up. It will be chilly. 45 in Seaford and Georgetown right now. Delmarva 43, Milton 44. So we're chilly, but not chilly enough for frost. 52 in Rehoboth, 53 in Bethany Beach right now. We do have frost advisories in New Jersey and Metro Philadelphia, where they're seeing temperatures dipping down, cold enough to see that frost. We're not there yet, and you see the little icicles the next several days. We're unlikely to see frost, but I think next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday morning, we do have a chance at that time. We remain very dry on the muggy meter, comfortable range. You see that line go up a little bit, but that's just a little humidity before another cold front comes through, bringing us dry and cool weather into next week. We've got the breezy conditions along the coast. We just saw the flags flying in Lewis, pretty good, and then lighter inland areas, so it's breezy. You want to bundle up this morning as we have cold high pressure in place. It's nice and clear all across Delmarva through the mid-Atlantic into the northeast as we have high pressure across the Ohio Valley, and that extends farther to the west as well. So a big chunk, the eastern third of the U.S., nice and quiet now. And we're seeing Milton now, the remnants of Milton moving well out to sea. So goodbye to him, and no tropical troubles that we can see as of now. Here's Futurecast as we go through the morning hours, 40s and then 50s at mid-morning. By 12:30, we're into the low 60s, upper 60s this afternoon, looking really nice, but temperatures still below average. And then this evening, temperatures cooling off through the 50s. As we go into Saturday morning, we're looking at low 50s, so not as chilly as we have a bit of a west-southwesterly breeze. And that warms us up tomorrow afternoon into the upper 70s. And then by Sunday morning, we're looking at maybe a few clouds, temperatures in the 50s, and then upper 70s, close to 80 degrees on Sunday as those winds pick up out of the southwest. It's a northwest wind to west wind today, a little gusty at times. It'll calm down a little bit at night, and then we get into your Sunday, and those winds pick up from the southwest, and that will drive in that warm air ahead of a cold front that could bring some clouds, maybe a shower, but more importantly, probably the coldest air of the fall as we go into next week. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. We go from 69 today up to 70. 79 on Saturday. Gorgeous conditions, a beautiful weekend to head out and go to the pumpkin patch, pick some apples. 80 degrees on Sunday, and then Monday, transition day with the cold front, 72, and then much colder Tuesday, 61, 59 on Wednesday. It's Wednesday and Thursday morning. It's a possibility of a little bit of frost with temperatures in the lower 40s, and then mostly sunny Thursday and 63.
Thank you, Bob. And Dewey Beach is debating banning tents on the beach. The town says the change would only apply to tents. Canopies would still be allowed. There's some concerns over those big tents blocking the view for beachgoers, and others worry about safety. When CoastTV went to Dewey Beach to get people's opinions, the reactions were mixed.
Well, I feel like as long as you're being responsible and courteous of other people, I don't think that anyone should have to tell you what to do. You should just be a responsible adult. So why not enjoy, your time at the beach, be protected by sun, and have a good time?
I just think that it's true. They can take off and kill somebody. There's spikes in the ground,
And the next town council meeting in Dewey Beach is on Friday, October 18th. Dewey is not the only town to consider this. Bethany and Rehoboth Beach have also banned canopies, but Bethany did loosen those regulations to allow small tents that are used for infants. And this is now going to bring us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know which beach rule is most important, so let's take a look at our results. And most of you at 60% say that pet rules are the most important, and at 29%, others said tent and canopy regulations are also important as well. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at coasttvnews.com or on the mobile app. And up next on Coast TV News today, education on emergency response. We'll tell you what one 911 dispatcher says about the realities of this job.
Enjoy some fall festivities, lend a hand to a great cause, and bring your pets along for the fun. Don't go anywhere. Your cool things to do are up next.
Pets are cute. Until they're not. Forgive your best friend. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
I hear my mom scream, stop, stop, stop.
A night full of terror.
I'm scared he's gonna hurt me.
The story you have to hear.
You didn't see what I saw that night. Actually, I did.
An all-new Dateline tonight, 9/8 Central.
You guys, I'm so excited to host this week, but if it's okay, I would love to not do anything Wicked or Wizard of Oz related.
Thank you.
It's great, though.
Make sure your neighborhood feels like home with landscaping and property services by Herker Property Maintenance. We combine science and art to create and maintain the landscape masterpiece you've always dreamed of. We can handle the largest developments and commercial properties all over and provide a consistent data evaluation to keep your property perfectly maintained. Clean, innovative, fast, reliable, from landscaping to pavement services and everything in between. Take an innovative approach with Herker Property Maintenance.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Design a custom home that fits your unique style and budget with Accessible Home Builders. At Accessible, we provide you with a variety of customizable options to create the home of your dreams.
Accessible Builders provided us with a beautiful home.
Scott is full of ideas from his past experiences, and he really worked with us on all our custom asks and wants.
We would definitely recommend Accessible Builders.
Completely customize your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Have you ever wondered what it's like being a first responder? Well, students from all over Sussex County were able to find out what it was like on Thursday. This took place at the 911 Awareness Day event in Georgetown, and children learned about different first responder agencies. But Deputy Director of Emergency Communication, Ricky Short, says many overlook one specific agency.
So a 911 dispatcher is a stressful job, it's a thankless job, and the people that do it love it. I mean, they thrive on that interaction with the community. They are the first responders.
And this annual event that was put on has been going on since 2003, and first responders told CoastTV they hope to participate every year. And the time is now 6:24, and we're going to bring back in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey. Now, Bob, if you want to walk on the beach today, it's sunny out, which is a nice thing, but it's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
You know, Elisa, not too many people going in the water anymore. Water temperatures are in the 60s. You know, air temperatures are colder than that. So it's usually a brisk walk or a jog along the beach, and you don't have to bundle up. We're close to 50, upper 40s, Chincoteague and Assateague this morning. But with sunshine, we're warming into the 60s today. I think into the mid to upper 60s as we go through the day. UV index is moderate. You still need to wear that sunscreen, 30 plus definitely. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, chilly starts in the 40s and 50s, and then you're warming into the upper 60s. I think waves around 2 to 4 feet. On the Bayside, the next 3 days, we got a big warm up, 69 today in Cambridge, but then close to 80 Saturday and Sunday, and then Crisfield mid 60s today, and then you're well into the 70s as we go into the weekend. But then after that, a big cool down again as we're seeing almost at rock and roll temperatures, roller coaster temperatures. I'll have much more on your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Rock and roll temperatures. I kind of like it. Well, if you're searching for fun things to do this weekend and want to make a positive impact while enjoying yourself, listen up because Christina DeRobertis has your cool things to do.
Festivals, fundraisers, and all kinds of fun are filling up the weekend. Don't stay in, get out, and enjoy these great events while supporting some good causes. Downtown Milton will come alive with art on Saturday, October 12th. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., artists will showcase their work and crafts on porches throughout the area, and you can watch live art demonstrations and even purchase your favorite pieces. Also in Milton, some fall fun at Dogfish Head. The Pumpkin Ale Fest kicks off Saturday. You can expect games, live music, and a pet photo booth. A portion of the proceeds will support the Brandywine Valley SPCA, and pets are, of course, welcome. I mean, who else would go in the pet photo booth? You can celebrate the season with pumpkin decorating, train rides, and harvest-themed activities for the whole family at Shellville's Fall Harvest Fest in Rehoboth Beach. That's from 3 to 8 on both Saturday and Sunday. Greyhounds are gearing up to reach the beach. It's all in an effort to raise money and awareness for greyhound adoption. The event takes place all weekend. Greyhounds will parade on the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk Sunday morning. And finally, you can walk to support families, promote community involvement, and encourage a lifetime of opportunities for people with Down syndrome. The annual Boardwalk Buddy Walk goes from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. in Rehoboth Beach on Saturday. For event details, tickets, and more, just head to CoastTV.com and click on the Cool Things to Do tab.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Sam Calagione here, inviting you to soak up the off-season at Dogfish Head. Swing by Brooks and Eats in Rehoboth for $1 wings on Sundays and $12 burgers and pizzas on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next door at Chesapeake and Maine, enjoy Monday Locals Night with 25% off and $15 lobsters every Sunday. and our Milton Brewery join us for trivia on Mondays and bingo on Wednesdays. Come explore goodness at our Dogfish locations. Cheers.
How many bottles of water do you drink every day? Wish you could get an endless supply of bottle-quality water right at your sink? You can with Shore Water Refining. For about $2 a day, you'll never need to buy another bottle of water. Our reverse osmosis system will take up less room than one case and save you time and money. And as a bonus, we'll install an emergency shut-off valve under your sink to protect you while you're away. Absolutely free. Call or visit us online at shorewaterde.com today to get started.
Now on CoastTV News.
It's a clear and chilly morning across Delmarva. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, even some 30s showing up. A cool end to the week with sunshine, then a weekend warm-up near 80 degrees. More on the forecast coming up.
Parking fees up for debate in Milton, why local businesses worry they'll be the ones suffering. And a closer look at Delaware's electric vehicle infrastructure plan, why a push towards an electric future has sparked significant debate. And towns destroyed by the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. A look at the scene in Florida as locals try to recover after 2 major storms.
This is CoastTV News Today.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber, and thank you for joining us for our 6 o'clock show on this Friday morning that is a little chilly. And to talk about the cold weather, we're going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey because he knows more about the weather than any of us.
Oh, thank you, Elise.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that compliment. Good morning to you. Good morning, Delmarva. A chilly Friday morning, not a frosty one, but, maybe you covered the plants just in case because it is pretty chilly out there. 43 in Delmar, 45 in Seaford and Georgetown, 42 in Ocean Pines, but 53 at Bethany Beach, Rehoboth at 52. So a little warmer at the beaches where you have a northerly breeze there, a little stronger, lighter inland. And that breeze, I think, saved us from falling into the 30s and probably seeing a little bit of frost. We are looking at kind of that white look on our satellite picture. That's indicating all the cold air in place as high pressure is building in, and we're nice and clear all across the mid-Atlantic region. Bundle up out the door this morning. We're seeing temperatures into the 40s, 50s at the beaches, and then by 10 a.m. we're still in the 50s, warming into the low 60s late morning, and then by the afternoon I think we're into the mid to upper 60s inland areas, around 66 to 67 degrees and low to mid 60s at the coast, and then falling into the 50s. Here's the bus stop forecast. You see that little stop sign. Make sure you stop for the bus and the kiddos off to school. They'll need to bundle up. Clear and chilly. 42, lots of sunshine, and then they can carry a lot of those clothes with them heading home because it'll be 67 with sunshine, but sunny and cool.
Thank you, Bob. And people in Florida are now recovering from the massive Hurricane Milton that made landfall on Wednesday. And the storm struck Florida's Gulf Coast as Category 3 hurricane. And you can see some of that major damage right there on your screen as winds reached as high as over 100 miles per hour in the Sunshine State. The Milton wiped out power for over 3.3 million people, put 11 million at risk of flooding, and tragically the storm has killed at least 14.
To obtain what you have, and then for it to just be gone in minutes.
It just started rising from ankle to knee to waist. I had 4 children there.
And President Biden responded to concerns about FEMA staffing levels, insisting the Federal Emergency Management Agency has enough resources and funding for now, but pleading with Congress to act urgently to set aside more money for small business disaster loans. And no free parking. Milton looking to change a fee, but it's not drivers who are going to have to pay. Right now, public parking is free in Milton, and for the average driver, local and visitor, it's going to stay that way. But businesses might have to start footing the bill. The Milton Finance Committee met Thursday to discuss parking fees and taxes. And as CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, businesses are crying foul.
If you park your car in Rehoboth Beach or Lewis, you've got to pay the meter. In Milton, it's free. But the town is looking for new revenue streams, and instead of charging drivers to park, they want to charge businesses a hospitality fee that would fund public parking. That would be a hit to places like the Milton Theater. They would be required to pay out $1 from each ticket sold. Milton Theater Marketing Director J.P. LeCap says it's extra work and a hit to their bottom line.
Add the $1 to every seat, every seat type, every event. That's going to be hours and hours of work. What people don't know is that the hidden cost for us to add all of these fees to to our back-end work, it's going to be a lot.
Milton Vice Mayor Lee Revis-Plank introduced the proposal and says it would be a slow-cooked process.
But if we're doing it a little bit at a time over time, then I think it's easier for all of the businesses to be able to manage the process, because part of it is managing their process. It's not just what we're doing. So we're aware of that, and we certainly would love to have more ideas.
The Finance Committee says the town needs more money so that eventually they can try to build more parking in the area.
We're not like other towns. We're not like Rehoboth or Lewis with big avenues. Our streets are smaller. We need to be able to find parking for the people of the town and for the businesses of the town.
For now, the decision has been tabled for a later date, but the butting of heads between businesses and the town over who gets a parking break is going to continue. This plan is still in its very early stages, so it is yet to be brought to Town Council, but the Finance Committee is looking to gather the thoughts and opinions of as many people from the town as they can while they move forward. In Milton, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
Happening today, a controversial hotel is back on the agenda in Rehoboth Beach, and today City Commissioners will review the One Rehoboth Avenue hotel proposal at its Planning Commission meeting. The 60-room hotel would be located on the boardwalk where the former iconic Dolly sign used to hang. The project has raised traffic and parking concerns from locals. The meeting will take place at 2 p.m. this afternoon. And as progress on Rehoboth Beach's Beach Patrol building continues, the multi-million-dollar project will be set in time. Also happening today in Rehoboth Beach, the city will add a time capsule inside that structure, and that's on Baltimore Avenue and the boardwalk at 11:30 this morning. Milford police are working to make sure their seniors don't get scammed. Happening today, officers are hosting a senior fraud protection seminar, and that will be at 2 o'clock. According to the police department, older adults are frequently targeted by scammers over the phone, internet, by mail, and even by trusted caregivers. This presentation will focus on fraud and scams typically perpetrated against older adults. The agency says that the event is a part of its 2024 Faith and Blue weekend. And electric vehicles are moving forward in the first state. Later this month, on October 23rd, the Delaware Department of Transportation and the Delaware Department of Natural Resources will be hosting 2 online public meetings to present Delaware's electric vehicle infrastructure plan. It will cover the state's transition to what is called an electric transportation future, and the drive toward electric vehicles has faced some serious opposition. Some state officials have called for a reevaluation of proposed regulations that would require 35% of new passenger vehicles sold in the state be zero emissions by the fall of next year. And parts of Delmarva saw the northern lights on Thursday night. The remnants of a strong geomagnetic storm combined with the high pressure system on Delmarva and clear skies allowed for people on the peninsula to see this spectacular show. Normally, the northern lights are visible in regions closer to the magnetic poles like Alaska, Canada, and Scandinavia. We have a lot more news to get to, so don't go anywhere. We'll tell you what the Murray Institute says boaters can do to prevent sea turtles from being killed by boat propellers. And a back-and-forth soccer game between Dagsboro will show you if Indian River had what it takes to pull off a win at home. And cruising along the coast will give you a look into this year's Endless Summer Cruising event in Ocean City and tell you what you need to know in order to attend. Stay with us on CoastTV News Today.
Shop, play, learn, explore at the OCRV and Van Lifestyle Show, the premier gathering for RV enthusiasts and outdoor lovers. From October 31st to November 3rd, the Ocean City Convention Center transforms into a hub of excitement and exploration. With RVs, custom vans, e-bike, golf cart, and boat test ride zones, seminars, water sports, power sports, and a wide selection of the latest gear, you'll find everything you need to enhance your next adventure. Enjoy BMX and skateboarding competitions, tiki boat cruises, and more. Buy tickets and explore with us at OCRVshow.com.
Our mission here at the Boardwalk Buddy Walk is simple: to create a community where people with Down syndrome or any other cognitive disorder can live, learn, work, and play. That's why every October, we invite family and friends to a full weekend of acceptance and inclusion in Rehoboth Beach. This year's event takes place on October 12th at 9 a.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk and Bandstand. So come out to this year's Boardwalk Buddy Walk and Walk. For more info, go to boardwalkbuddywalk.com, sponsored by CoastTV.
And it's been 15 plus years we've been coming with Avery Hall. Now they're right up the street. Any of the products that give you that peace and sense of mind in the community where you live, Avery Hall, I think, can take care of their needs. You don't always realize what impact long-term your needs are going to be for your health. With Avery Hall, been a fabulous resource for that.
Avery Hall found an insurance company that could help us.
I think more of a steady, strong relationship.
As I get older, I was getting a little off balance. Got recommendations for baths by Bicep Brothers. I love my shower. It's perfect for me. My favorite part was probably how quick and easy it was. They came in the morning and they were done by afternoon. I definitely wanted the grab bars. They also put the seat in, which was very nice. The wand is good, especially if you're sitting. So much safer to get in and out of now. It seems like my showers are quicker that way. So it's perfect.
It is exactly 6:40 on this gorgeous Friday morning. Here's our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. Beautiful sunrise in progress. Clear skies, 42. Sun's up at 7:07. And bundle up this morning, 43 in Delmar, Georgetown, 45, 45 in Seaford, 52 at Bethany Beach, Rehoboth at 53. A little warmer because you have a breeze at the coast. Otherwise, a northwest flow is keeping us chilly. Satellite picture, nice and clear out there. We've got high pressure building in, and that will give us a gorgeous day all across the area. Here's a drive cast. Might want to warm up the car and let that run a little bit. Bring that warm cup of coffee. In Elise's case, the iced tea. Green light for the morning commute, dry and chilly, and then a green light, sunny and cool for this afternoon. Our umbrella winner, congratulations to Timothy from Lewis. He has a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. And it's time to turn the key and rev the engine because a ton of incredible cars are taking over Ocean City this year for the Endless Summer Cruising event. This 4-day affair is happening now and showcases hundreds of different and unique cars, from hot rods to classic trucks and even some of the newest cars hitting the streets. For fans of this sort of thing, it's a special opportunity to get up close and personal with some jaw-dropping rides.
I just hope that this event goes on, for the next 50 years, because it's a great event. It brings people together.
The event will go on until Sunday night, and it's $15 a ticket or $10 on Sunday, and anyone under the age of 15 is free to enter. And coming up on Sunday Night Football this week, the Cincinnati Bengals will take on the New York Giants, and you can watch all of the action right here on Coast TV at 7 p.m.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Delaware boys soccer last night became unhinged. Indian River hosted Woodbridge in one of the most exciting matchups of the season. Let's take a look at the highlights, because early on, not much drama quite yet. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half, 1-0 Woodbridge. But check out the throw from Andrew Amalfitano, and it goes right to Wilmer Gonzalez de Leon, who caps off the highlight. Are you kidding me? It's 2-0 Woodbridge at the half. But in the second, IR responds. It's already down to a 2-1 Woodbridge lead. This beautiful ball finds Leo Chester, who rips one home. IR ties it up on Chester's second goal of the evening. And just 5 minutes later, Pablo Arias uncorks one and buries the go-ahead goal. 3-2 IR, but this one was far from over. 2.5 left. Blue Raiders looking for a miracle, and Xavier Rodriguez-Blake on the doorstep provides one. He ties the game back up at 3. Well, that has to be the final tally, right? Wrong. IR corner. Chaos ensues. It squeaks back out to Kabat Davis, who calls game, ripping the twine on a game winner. Indian River wins an absolute thriller, 4-3. Indian River moves to 6-5 with the victory. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And coming up today on DSN, it's your game of the night at 7 p.m. It's a Bayside battle between Cape Henlopen and Sussex Central. And before all of the action, you can catch Down and Distance at 6 p.m. And then at 6:30, it's Scoops and Scores. At 10:30, Nittany Game Week. And at 11 p.m., it's the final score. And today on DSN Plus, you can watch that game of the night that we just mentioned. And for your DSN Plus exclusives at 6 p.m., it's UMES against South Carolina in volleyball. Also at 6, you can watch Milford take on Woodbridge in football. At 7 p.m., along with your game of the night, you can watch Delmar face off against Lake Forest, also in football. And the holiday season will be here before we know it, and that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. We support charities who handpick families in need, and they ensure every child gets a gift to open Christmas morning. Right now, we are looking for those charities. We are accepting applications from those nonprofits through October 18th.
We're seeing whitecaps on Delaware Bay. Winds whipping pretty good in Lewis right now. Temperatures into the 50s there, but less wind inland and temperatures in the 40s. Bundle up regardless. More sunshine today and into the weekend with a warming trend near 80 degrees possible. I'll have your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Minor surges happen every day in your home, but a surge protection system from Expert Wire safeguards everything from appliances to your home's heating and air conditioning system. Expert Wire ensures professional installation for complete peace of mind. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
Fall into planning at Bellaterra Garden Center. Autumn is the perfect time of year for planting. Come check out our locally sourced collection of trees and shrubs of all shapes and sizes. Did you know that Bellaterra is open 7 days a week? Join our garden club for big savings and first access to all sale promotions. Stocked with the smallest succulents to the tallest of trees, Bellaterra Garden Center is here for all your gardening needs. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Located right off Route 16 in Ellendale.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is committed to helping the communities that we are proud to power. We offer the lowest electric rates in the state and give millions of dollars in rebates to members during the holiday season. Each year, we offer hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding to local nonprofits. Safety programs teach students how to be safe around electrical equipment. And through educational opportunities and scholarships, we are empowering the next generation of co-op members. DEC is proud to keep the lights on, but prouder still to invest in the communities we serve.
Minor surges happen every day in your home, but a surge protection system from Expert Wire safeguards everything from appliances to your home's heating and air conditioning system. Expert Wire ensures professional installation for complete peace of mind. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
877-CALL-FIR, FHFIR.com. Foul odors, discolored water? Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FHFIR has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free. 877-CALL-FIR, FHFIR.com.
The time is now 6:46 and we're going to take a live look outside into Laurel this morning. And as we can see, that is a beautiful sunrise there, Bob. And Bob, we're getting close to Halloween. So if you haven't finalized your Halloween costume, you need to do so. It is crunch time. I know when I was younger, I would look through all those Halloween magazines. Oh, it was so fun. I liked it. It was fun.
But you have yours picked out?
This year I'll be a TV reporter. That's what I'm going to be for Halloween.
I'll be a meteorologist. Just keep it simple.
Yeah. There you go.
I haven't really come up with anything else, so we'll keep it simple. Hey, if you're headed out to the pumpkin patch anywhere outdoors today, it is looking spectacular out there. We're looking at 69 degrees by this afternoon, but if you're headed to the pumpkin patch early, make sure you bundle up. No chances of rain. It will be dry out there, and you definitely want to bundle up this morning as it's a very chilly start. 43 in Delmar, Seaford 45, Georgetown 45, Ocean Pines, you're down to 42, but 52 in Bethany Beach, 52 in Rehoboth. We saw the winds whipping out there. That's keeping you a little warmer, but with the wind, it still feels pretty chilly. We do have a frost advisory for a good chunk of New Jersey and areas around Philadelphia right now as they are seeing their first frost of the season. We have not seen ours, and frost is unlikely the next several days, but next week with another shot of cool air, we do have that chance as we head into the middle part of next week. As it's dry, the humidity comes up a little bit this weekend, but then it's back to very dry conditions, and that does concern us a little bit because we're not seeing any rain and the drought conditions are getting worse, so probably best not to burn until we get some rain because it will be quite dry. We're looking at a northerly breeze right now, pretty light inland areas, and we're nice and clear. You see that whitish complexion on the satellite? That's the cold air reflecting back to space as we have high pressure building in from the west. Another beautiful day for all of the East Coast. We finally get a break from the storminess even down into Florida, and then high pressure back into the Central Plains. And Here's Milton now zipping out to sea. It's not even Milton anymore. It's just a blob of moisture, kind of a remnant low now, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Here's Futurecast this morning. We warmed from the 40s into the 50s by mid-morning, low to mid-50s, mid-60s by 1 o'clock. We're into the mid to upper 60s by mid-afternoon, but low to mid-60s at the coast. Friday night lights, looking at temperatures falling through the 50s. Make sure you bundle up for that. Bring a heavier blanket. By midnight, low 50s, and then low to mid-50s tomorrow morning, as we'll see a west-southwest wind kicking in, and that will start to warm us up. Lower 70s late morning, and then by the afternoon into the upper 70s. I think some interior areas right around 80 degrees with low to mid-70s at the coast. A few clouds Saturday night. We're into the 50s Sunday morning, and then with a stronger southwest wind, temperatures near 80 degrees by Sunday afternoon. We're seeing a northerly breeze this morning, turning more westerly this afternoon and southwesterly. That will start to warm us up into the weekend, and by Sunday, those winds really start whipping out of the southwest. That's why I'm a little concerned with fire danger with the dry conditions and also the windy conditions as well. Cold front comes through on Monday, mainly dry. Could see a sprinkle, but then behind it, it's another push of very cool air. You're seeing a lot of green on the map here midweek, but I think we will be keeping it dry. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 69 today, 79 Saturday, beautiful and warm, 80 on a Sunday. Gorgeous weekend for those outdoor activities. Monday, we see that cold front coming through, 72, partly cloudy, maybe a sprinkle, and then a bigger cool down, 61, partly cloudy Tuesday, 59 on Wednesday, really chilly. And then in that Wednesday, Thursday morning time period, that's when we could see a little frost, and then back to 63, mostly sunny on Thursday.
Thank you, Bob. And after a young sea turtle was hit by a boat propeller and suffered neurological damage, the group that helps sea life is highlighting a new campaign. The Murr Institute is asking boaters to cage their propellers, and Murr says that about 20 to 30 sea turtles die each year in Delaware due to blows from propellers. And Susan Thurman says she wants to inform people about this danger.
And this happens because turtles sleep on the surface of the water. The boater, we're sure, doesn't see them. It's not a deliberate or careless thing. They just don't see them. And the damage from the propeller normally cuts through the shell, sometimes even decapitates the turtle, but it is almost always a fatal injury.
And that young sea turtle that was struck is now recovering at the National Aquarium. And the Sussex County District will be giving away 700 native trees. It's a part of the Tree for Every Delawarean initiative. This event will be at the Vanderwend Conserve Center in Georgetown, and this initiative aims to combat climate change and enhance local ecosystems by providing wildlife habitat and improving water quality. Last year, over 200 trees were given away in just 30 minutes. And tomorrow, Saturday, October 12th at 10:30 a.m., the Bethany Beach Nature Center will be hosting an event that you can call Pumpkins Galore. You'll get the opportunity to marble pumpkins, try your hand at crafts, and a scavenger hunt, and there will be prizes involved. And the time is now 6:52, and we're going to check in on our coastal pet of the day. And today's coastal pet of the day is coming to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. On your screen right now is Freddie Joe, and Freddie Joe has a sweet and sassy personality, and she is a pure couch potato who does like to explore. If you want to adopt Freddie Joe or any other lovable pets, you can visit the Brandywine Valley SPCA. And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva, so send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen, scan the QR code at the top of your screen, and submit your furry friend to CoastTV News. Then you can watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all of the pets we feature.
It is a clear and chilly Friday morning and a breezy one at the beach. It's a little choppy on the Atlantic Ocean. Not seeing too many beachgoers right now. It's chilly out there, 40s and 50s, but we're warming up today and especially into the weekend with lower 80s possible and dry conditions with another significant cool down for next week. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up after the break.
Celebrate the season with the 4 best days of fall at Sunfest. Experience the ultimate celebration of food, drinks, arts, crafts, and entertainment along the boards from October 24th to the 27th. Embrace fall by enjoying a seaside tractor ride, chilling around a beach bonfire, navigating a corn maze, or participating in a pet and bicycle event. Shop around over 200 arts and crafts vendors. Immerse yourself in music with an incredible lineup of free musical performances. Enjoy the free family fun all day. For more information, visit ococean.com/sunfest.
If you know a high school student on Delmarva with a passion for agriculture or the culinary arts,
nominate them to become a WBOC Mount Air Farm to Table Scholarship winner.
The people who grow and prepare our food are more important than ever.
We are looking for 10 graduating seniors with a passion for feeding the world like we do at Mount Air Farms.
Nominees must have a 3.5 GPA or better, be an active participant in farming or culinary programs, and spend time giving back to the community.
Go to WBOC.com to nominate today.
Fall's the time to give your lawn the attention it deserves. The cooler weather and optimal soil conditions make it the perfect time for overseeding and fertilizing. Visit Johnson's knowledgeable staff for proper steps using our lawn checklist to allow newly seeded grass to establish before the harsh winter arrives. Our grass seed is formulated for sandy soil on the eastern shore containing no inert matter. Also, don't forget to create your fall masterpiece at our Dunbar or grab supplies to feed your feathered friends. Johnson's Seed and Feed, your local team to keep your grass green.
Upgrade your roof. Whether it's metal roofing or shingles, Alpha Roofing and Siding is the pinnacle of protection and style, using premium materials that withholds any harsh conditions that are covered by a 50-year material warranty. Get free gutter guards with your new roof and 12 months no interest. Ask us how to save 30% with a federal tax credit on solar skylights. Call today for more details. Alpha Roofing and Siding, where protection comes first and setting the standard is our legacy.
Find your summertime style at H&H Furniture and Appliances in Pocomoke. Refresh your home with our huge in-stock selection. Ask about our prompt delivery and up to 12 months interest-free financing. Try out our full range of Serta mattresses, America's #1 mattress brand. Relax in our Lazy Boy Motion Furniture Gallery. Browse our full line of appliances like Speed Queen and trust our professional and experienced service and installation team. Make your home a reflection of you at H&H Furniture and Appliances in Pocomoke.
The time is now 6:55, and here are the things you need to know before you go. Hurricane Milton touched down in Florida on Wednesday, bringing in wind, downpours, and damage across the state. High waters as well as downed trees and power lines could be seen across Florida after Milton made landfall as a Category 3 storm. Crews worked to respond to water resources, and residents navigate significant structural damage to their properties. We are now less than 1 month away from the general election, where the fierce battle for president and many other government officials will come to a head. The deadline to register to vote in Delaware will be here in a matter of hours. So according to the Delaware Department of Elections, there have been over 206,000 people who have registered to vote. And the last day to register to vote is Saturday, October 12th. And happening today, a controversial hotel is back on the agenda in Rehoboth Beach. Today, city commissioners will review the One Rehoboth Avenue hotel that is proposed, and it will be going over by the Planning Commission. This is a 60-room hotel that will be located on the boardwalk where that former iconic Dolly sign once hung. The project has raised traffic and parking concerns from locals, and that meeting will be held at 2 p.m. And now it is 6:56, so here's a quick look at your forecast before you head back out the door. So we're going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey, and he's going to tell us how to prepare for this cooler weather.
Yeah, Lisa, I would bundle up this morning, warm up the car for a little while, and definitely grab that warm beverage and bundle up the kids on the way to the bus stop. We're starting out in the 40s with a brisk northwest wind, but we're warming with sunshine today into the upper 60s later on as the winds turn more to the west. I'm going with a high right around 69 degrees. Weekend is the warmest 2 days, and it falls right on Saturday and Sunday. 79 on Saturday, 80 on Sunday. Then Monday we have a cold front transition day, 72. Then much colder Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Highs in the 50s and 60s, overnight lows in the low 40s, and then warming up and staying dry until next weekend.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today. And today's show is coming up next at 7 a.m. Then we'll be back for Coast TV News Midday at 11. And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News apps. Have a great morning.